Hoskinson started a conversation with Michael Saylor about the current market conditions for cryptocurrencies. Charles Hoskinson claims that Michael Saylor's head is all twisted up and screwed up. Were these two folks personnel with each other? Keep watching to get the answer. You might know that Charles Hoskinson reacted to MicroStrategy CEO Michael Saylor's assertion that while ADA is a security, Bitcoin is not and is categorized as a commodity. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, and greetings. Today's video will two most significant China economic sectors crushed, so stay focused. According to Hoskinson, Michael Saylor has taken his place and is proclaiming that Bitcoin is the way and that everything else is a fraud or security. Charles Hoskinson just compared Michael Saylor to Tone days in this current period. The crypto market is living throughout the web. He reminded the Cardinal community of the vase, which used to be very popular and had a reputation for calling everything except Bitcoin a scam. Michael Saylor stated that compared to Bitcoin, Cardano is clearly security during an appearance on Altcoin Daily. The CEO of the tech company MicroStrategy, which has a sizable Bitcoin investment, is Saylor. The CEO of Bitcoin has frequently indicated that he thinks of Bitcoin as a commodity. It isn't precisely an unpopular belief, according to Saylor. Many shares Saylor's viewpoint, including the SEC chair and Bitcoin maxis. Not specifically about Cardano, but altcoins. The fundamental argument in favor of the Bitcoin is a commodity thesis is that Bitcoin wasn't pre-mined like many of the altcoins that came after it. Several altcoins like Cardano adopt characteristics of a tech corporation which could raise regulatory concerns. There must be no issuer, no initial coin offering, no central organization, and if you look at Cardano's history, it's pretty clear that it's a security for it to be a commodities network. It satisfies all the criteria, said Saylor. It is relatively straightforward that Cardano is a security if you look at its history. It satisfies every requirement. Thus, I'm not sure how you could rationally persuade yourself that it is anything other than security. A Saylor once remarked that Charles Hoskinson, the creator of Cardano, would inevitably sit after making such a forecast. On July 16th, during a YouTube AMA session or Ask Me Anything, a Twitter user named Watcher Guru noted Cardano has more decentralization. Overall, the Cardano founder admitted he did not need to pay much attention to the claims of Michael's strategy, and he doesn't think arguing with him about ADA would be a productive conversation. He also shared his view on Bitcoin individuals, calling them the most difficult, toxic, and useless people. According to Charles Hoskinson, the issue with cryptocurrencies is that they do everything and nothing, and some days they appear like securities and others don't. He was arguing with Michael to avoid being classified as a security. Charles Hoskinson, the CEO of Cardano, naturally heard about this and had to weigh in. Hoskinson said during a YouTube AMA that Cardano has more decentralization and practical use cases than Bitcoin, which only has one: speculation. The inventor of Cardano, Charles Hoskinson, has responded to MicroStrategy CEO Michael Saylor's claim that ADA is security. In an AMA on July 15th, Hoskinson proposed that Michael Saylor might be compared with Tone Varies, given the market status. Michael Saylor claims that the native token of the Cardano proof-of-stake network ADA is security. Charles Hoskinson argues in an AMA that Cardano is more practical than Bitcoin in the real world because Bitcoin's primary use case is speculation. According to Hoskinson, Cardano is far more developed than Bitcoin and has much more utility than BTC, which is merely a store of value. He also stated that people continue to buy ADA not only to speculate but also to spend ADA on various goods and services provided by Cardano-based projects. Even yet, Michael Saylor refers to ADA as security. Hoskinson claims that the only practical application for Bitcoin is speculation, and that despite this, nobody refers to the BTC as a security. Charles also threatened to declare bankruptcy if Bitcoin did not function the way Saylor expected it to. Overall, the founder of Cardano acknowledged he does not give much attention to the MicroStrategy CEO's assertions and that he does not believe disputing with him about ADA will be a fruitful exchange of ideas. A Bitcoin maximalist himself, he described them as the most difficult, nasty, and useless people to engage with. Is Cardano a security? Asks Hoskinson. Let's examine those assertions. We may characterize Cardano as security. However, that is simply a result of the Howey test's ambiguity and age. Yes, Cardano's corporate structure does somewhat resemble a tech corporation. The ICO is undoubtedly troublesome as well. However, perhaps the Howey test was developed at a time before there were assets that resembled securities and could be used as a medium of exchange. If a test is outdated, what use is it? However, unlike Cardano, Bitcoin does also not carry the additional burden of being viewed as a tech firm. It didn't start with an ICO and didn't have a company structure that sounded conventional. However, Bitcoin has included components in its network that you might view as centralized. Taking the Layer 2 Lightning Network and the Taproot update for instance. Although they appear uncontroversial initially, a few Bitcoin industry insiders developed them. Again, that might not seem controversial, but it's difficult to avoid being reminded of how corporate stakeholders contribute to ensuring a lucrative future for their organization when a group of stakeholders is making decisions that could cause profits in the future. Bitcoin is not relatively as decentralized as Cardano. Decisions made by projects based on Cardano are entirely independent of the Cardano team. The cool kids have to invite you to sit with them if you want to do anything with Bitcoin. Do you consider Bitcoin a commodity? During his AMA, Charles Hoskinson added, "Honestly, the most difficult, toxic, and worthless people to deal with are Bitcoin maximalists." He is correct. Bitcoin maxis are not intellectually honest and occasionally even delusional, as was the case when they believed NATO could be subdued by actual currency. Hoskinson isn't always an utterly impartial justice, though. For instance, Hoskinson asserted that Cardano and Bitcoin are both used for speculative purposes. Although Bitcoin has historically primarily been used as a vehicle for speculation, this does not mean that it has no practical applications. People widely used Bitcoin transactions on several adult websites and online casinos. They also used Cardano for speculating cases like NFTs, identity, and DeFi. Before implementing intelligent contracts, Cardano reached all-time highs. Cardano is more decentralized than Bitcoin according to Hoskinson. According to Cardano's founder, ADA currency is more decentralized than Bitcoin. In addition, he said that Cardano is more valuable than Bitcoin. Hoskinson asserts that BTC's primary use is as a store of value. Hoskinson says those purchasing ADA have done so for various initiatives, not just speculation as many people do with Bitcoin. He questioned why Saylor would refuse to classify his preferred coin as security while labeling a crypto asset with more excellent use cases than Bitcoin. Hoskinson asserts it would be ineffective to debate Saylor about ADA since Bitcoin maximalists are the most unpleasant, nasty, and useless individuals to interact with. The creator of Cardano cautioned Saylor might go bankrupt if Bitcoin doesn't reach its prior highs. Saylor thinks security comes from other digital assets. In one of his most recent interviews, Saylor claimed that digital assets have undergone hard forks and initial coin offerings are securities. Saylor contends that many assets, including Ethereum, should be categorized as securities. A well-known and outspoken proponent of Bitcoin is Michael Saylor. Deep into the crypto winter, his company MicroStrategy added to its purchase of the asset. This entire exercise is simply the pot calling the kettle black. Hoskinson claims users use the ADA token to purchase a variety of Cardano-based enterprises and goods, besides trading it for money. Hoskinson said that the only use case for Bitcoin is speculation, and that no one refers to it as a security, notwithstanding Michael Saylor's assertion that the ADA token is a security. Of course, it makes sense because each party has financial and legal incentives to support their position, but from the outside, it wouldn't be intellectually honest to support either side. Any argument on one side must contain some carefully chosen points because the concept of what makes up security is so broad, also known as the content you see on Twitter for Cardano and Bitcoin. That's all we have for you today. If you don't want to miss any future videos, subscribe to the channel and switch on notifications. Please participate and share your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you so much for watching.